I'm gonna do this movie called The Perfect Find. So basically, you got this chick by the name of Jenna. It's like she's back home at her mom's house. Like she's been sitting there for like a whole year. So she's like some type of fashion designer or whatever like that. And the reason she's there because she messed up in one of her projects or whatever, and the person that she was dealing with for 10 years cheated on her or whatever. And she's basically just been depressed. So mom's trying to encourage her to get her on her feet, but honestly, her husband trying to clap cheeks, but the bottom line is he ain't gonna do it while she's home. So she's like, you gotta get up out of here. So yeah, she basically gets back on her feet. She goes back over to New York or whatever. She has to go to a spot called Darzy's. Now, what the heck is Darzy's? It's some type of Met Gala fashion organization run by this lady by the name of Darcy. So the thing about Darcy is this: she's kind of always had beef with Jenna. For one, she felt like she was taking all her good jobs or whatever, and then in two, she kind of felt like she stole her boyfriend at one point in time. But she's relishing in the fact that she was going to have Jenna under her, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, yeah, come on, give me an apology. But on the low, she kind of needs her expertise, you know what I'm saying? But Darcy's not going to tell her that. So a couple weeks go by, they got this like little party thing set up. She's chilling with her homegirls, and she ends up meeting some dude by the name of Eric. Now, with the chemistry they had, I thought at the back, it was like, okay, they know each other. Especially after she kisses him on the couch. So Eric is like some type of grad student. He's graduated from USC. Jenna's a slight bit older. The thing is, she stopped kissing. She wasn't trying to do nothing. She was trying to leave out. Then he asked, like, well, can I get your name or something like that? And you're like, wow, he didn't even know her. The crazy thing is, because of her deeds and things she's done in the past, a lot of people know who she is. Like, oh my God, it's Jenna Jones. But once again, she'd be on the limelight for like a year. But she had to get out the spot. But bottom line, she was definitely feeling Eric. Now, here's the funny thing about all this. Jenna goes to work the next day, you know what I'm saying? Darcy comes in with like the general manager associate twins or whatever. And she ends up bringing in somebody to help him with photography. Guess who it is? Freaking Eric. And here's the crazy thing about it. Eric is actually Darcy's son. Can't make this shit up, right? So you know it's tension in the room. Obviously, Jenna's thinking to herself, she can't be rocking with Eric, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting my career on the line doing that. You know, she was already mad at her about thinking that she was taking all the jobs and taking her ex-boyfriend. So now you could be like getting at her son? Come on. So they gotta work on this one project. They gotta see this lady by the name of Greta. So they're trying to do this interview. The problem is Greta's been crying about this peacock or whatever that she named Taraji P. Henson. Talked about how she tripped over and accidentally died or whatever like that. But the peacock is sitting over there with stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, like, how long has she been crying about this damn peacock? Needless to say, the interview didn't go so well. So they're kind of frustrated with each other. And then like Eric just walks out of the cab and she's like, really? But eventually he gets some things together and they get back on track, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be working with each other for a while, so, you know, you might as well get it rocking. And they actually work pretty well together at that first mishap, you know what I'm saying? But really it's basically about Jenna just, you know, trying to get her foot back in the door. So at that point they basically call a truce. And then after a while, they actually start like working together, you know what I'm saying? But then she's thinking to herself, I can't be dating her son. So she's supposed to be having this little party at the house or whatever like that, but she's got a surprise guest that she's going to bring in, like somebody that, you know, she can rock with. So Jenna's at the house with her friends. You know what I'm saying? Eric comes by with his friends. And then Jenna's date comes in. It turns out to end up being Godfrey, you know, the comedian. Just chilling, vibing, eating and whatnot. Then they start dancing. And clearly you can see Eric and Jenna getting closer. And pretty much Godfrey feels like a third wheel. Then it gets to a scene where Eric is like feeling some type of way. Oh, Godfrey feels some type of way. He's arguing with Eric all of a sudden. Then all of a sudden, Eric's friend Tim, his lip is all swollen or whatever like that. Turns out he's got some type of allergy. Maybe it's like the salad that was put in there, like some fish oil or something. I don't know. Her friend ends up getting an EpiPen and pulling it out of nowhere. Tim saved it. He's saved for it now. So after everybody goes home, it's just Eric and Jenna talking. And they talk about old movies from like the 1920s and stuff like that. Because they're both into that sort of thing. Then he acts like, you know, it's getting late, he's about to leave, and then she stops him. She's like, nah. She kisses him. Hey, you already know what time it is. She ends up giving her the business. And obviously at that point, it gets to a point they're really feeling each other. But see, the thing is, they gotta keep it on the low, obviously, to make sure that Darcy doesn't find out. And you know, it gets to a point where they end up actually loving each other, dropping the L-bombs, you know what I'm saying? So they are doing some spectating for this movie, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some like ideas or whatever like that. But bottom line is they're technically on a date. And this one chick named Star comes up to him and was like, oh, Jenna Jones, I ain't seen you in a while, blah, blah, blah. She peeping the signs though. She like, wait a minute. So she tells her they're just doing research. She's like, research, all right, I got you, you know what I'm saying, I feel it. And she's thinking to herself, fuck, our secret ought to be out because she knows everybody. The thing is, she ain't saying nothing though. So we talked about Jenna's past or whatever like that. It was a dude by the name of Brian. That was the one she was in a 10-year relationship with, but byline, he was cheating. Now, throughout all this time, he's been trying to call her, make, you know what I'm saying, send her gifts and stuff like that. And she don't want nothing to deal with it, you know what I mean? Now, on the other side, we find out Eric, his dad or whatever like that died when he was 2. But bottom line, he was killed in the streets or whatever. And his mom, Darcy, won't tell him anything about his dad. But the thing is, in film school, he always wanted to make a documentary about his dad. But it's like, shit, he don't know nothing. I mean, like, he died when he was 2. So it was like, and his mom not telling him shit. So it's like, I guess he'll have to find some way to find out this information. Now, I guess to a point where you could tell Darcy's getting suspicious, but she don't know nothing. You know what I mean? Not yet. And he calls her in the office. She calls her in the office one day, you know what I'm saying? Talking about this paper to get written about the New York Times or whatever like that. And she basically gave him ultimatums in between that point. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all work well together, but don't be working too well together. Like, all right. So then we get to this scene where they're having like this birthday party, whatever like that for the kids. He's got to take pictures of the kids in their ballerina costumes or whatever like that. Then all of a sudden this chick Madison pops out. Oh yeah, I forgot. Madison is Eric's ex-girlfriend. So you know Jenna feels some type of way. She was almost about to make a scene at the daggone children's party, but do you think to yourself like, aren't you the one talking about we probably be exclusive? You know what I'm saying? Like, chill out. Yeah, that was kind of a rocky conversation. So it got to a point where Eric wasn't coming to work. He was actually doing work from home for like a couple days or whatever like that. So Jenna feeling like she feeling sad, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to figure out what's up. So she's been trying to call him. He is not answering the phone, you know what I'm saying? She's coming home from work. And all of a sudden she sees Brian outside the house. It's like, what the heck are you doing here? He's standing out there drunk. So she's trying to do the right thing by getting him an Uber and getting him home, you know what I'm saying? The crazy thing is Eric saw them and saw him getting in the car. Because apparently he was going to come over to the house and apologize or whatever like that. Now I'm thinking to myself, she was just literally trying to call him. I'm like, what was he doing not answering the phone? It wasn't like he was busy or anything. He was literally walking up the street as seeing them get in the car. I'm like, really? So the thing is about Brian, he really wanted to use the company, but he really wanted to talk to her because, you know, his mom died yesterday. So he felt lonely. That's the reason why he was calling her so much. But she didn't feel like it was a good idea to go upstairs because obviously she's got a lot of feelings for Eric or whatever like that. So therefore, she told him to go upstairs and she went about her business. So then we get to the scene next day where Jenna's had enough. She said, you know what? I'm going to his house. Now, apparently for the time being, he's been staying in the mom's penthouse or whatever, right? So what she gotta do, she gotta get another chick to talk to the foreman or whatever like that to get the VIP pass to be able to get in. Because she knows Darcy's at work. She about to be bold as hell doing this, right? She gets up there and talks to Eric, they hash things out, and next thing you know, they kissing on the couch and get into business once again. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you do that here? Because while they were on the couch, Darcy pops out of nowhere. I'm just like, so what do you think happened in that scenario? Like, honestly, what do you think? You already know what time it is. Darcy ends up firing Jenna, obviously, and then starts berating her son after all this commotion. It's crazy. So I guess a couple months goes by, we find out that Jenna's been working at a school to become a teacher, and Eric left the company so he could go do his, like, you know, documentary about his pops. Now his mom still hasn't told him anything, so you're thinking to yourself, where's he getting this information from? Who knows? So Jenna ends up calling Eric, you know what I'm saying? It's been out the blue. I think they've been talked to like 3 or 4 months. Maybe like 2 months, who knows? They go to this little coffee spot, you know what I'm saying? They're getting together for, it's been a while days that they got together, but here's the thing. She really called him there to tell him that she's pregnant. Now it's kind of crazy if you're trying to do your own thing, but my thing is, why you wait so long to tell him this? It's not like y'all didn't love each other, and the only thing that was keeping y'all away from each other was his mom, amongst other things, but still. So he feeling some type of way because she told him at the last minute or whatever, but she said she was going to raise the baby regardless. He just said he needed a little bit of space to think since, you know, you took a little bit of space to tell me or whatever. Next day we see her back at the house, she's talking to her mom, whatever like that. She gets a ring at the doorbell, so you think to yourself, it's Eric. Turns out it's actually Darcy. Darcy ends up giving her the speech about how it's always been them two, her and her son. And she lets her know, bottom line, you're part of this family now. So now she's going to like prenatal care to get the sonogram and all that stuff, and then Eric pops up. And he definitely wants to be a part of the baby's life. He just was so shocked about, you know, when she told him whatever. And she said she wants to call the baby Otis because Otis was his dad's name. Because it's going to be a boy. Then Eric got a gift from his mom. It ends up being like 2 tickets to the Met Gala or whatever like that. So obviously he could take Jenna. They go, there's a bunch of celebrities. Obviously Dwayne Wade's there. I mean, like, come on now. It's a Gabrielle Union movie and it's not going to have Dwayne Wade in it. Like, come on. So basically Darcy comes out in the red carpet and then she accepts Jenna into the family, open arms and all that. And they live happily ever after. The end. It's a nice little movie. The Perfect Find on Netflix. Check it out.